Hello, BookTube. Well, the filming melodrama continues. uh, I made a practice video just a few minutes ago on my yoga book, and the reason I did that was because a practice video that I'd made the day before on the yoga book and tried to communicate somehow to my MacBook uh, finally did communicate. It looks like it took a whole day to do, but it did come through and was downloadable and uploadable. So that made me wonder if maybe it was possible to do it again. So I made another video. I got a FedEx package first thing in the morning, and I thought, don't just make a test video of you staring into the camera like a noob. Instead, open a book. So I did. Don't go after Elsa. You don't go after Elsa. So I made a test video and then tried to upload the thing. First, email it to myself and then upload it to OneDrive, which is an app that I installed on the MacBook and on the Yoga Book because the Yoga Book suggested that it was able to handle the size of the file. So far, that hasn't done anything yet. That video has not appeared outside of the Yoga Book yet. And I don't know if it will. I'm assuming that it will, and that the problem will be that there'll be some sort of unworkable time lag. So the Yoga Book might not be usable, at least in its native functions. I'll have to explore other apps that will fix that might make the process better on the Yoga Book. But in the meantime, so you're getting a whole story here. In the meantime, I plugged in the iPhone and tried turning it on, and nothing happened. And then I tried hitting the power button and the start button at the same time, pressing them down together, the home button and the start button at the same time. And after a few minutes of that, the phone didn't come on, but a bright orange light started emitting from the back of the camera. I've never seen the phone emit a light like that before, and the phone didn't turn on, but there was that light, which is strange and makes me think that maybe some of the electronics in the phone are still working. So I'm going to give it a little more time to dry out. I was going to bring it to the electronics place here in Boston that I really like today, but I got to working. I got to writing, and it was a puppy intensive morning, and it just didn't happen. I'll rethink tomorrow. Maybe we'll certainly go tomorrow and see what they have to say. But in the meantime, so those are the two updates. One, it does seem like it's possible to get videos off the Lenovo Yoga Book onto somewhere where I can get them up to YouTube. It does seem possible to do that even with the machine's native technology without adding any apps. And it seems like it's possible that there's some electronic life in the iPhone. And that maybe I've heard anecdotal stories about iPhones working just fine after a couple of days when they dry out. I don't know if that's true. I don't imagine that it could be. But anyway, that first book, I'm not going to tell you about it because there's a chance that video will upload eventually somewhere. But we have in the meantime, I got two more packages. So we'll do these. And we'll just keep doing this throughout the day. So the first one is tiny and light as a feather. It has to be a mass market paperback, which means it might be a romance, which would be a very nice way to start a very chilly, very gray day. So let's see. Oh, and it is a romance. Look at that. This is Dangerously Divine, a Broken Rider novel by Deborah Blake, with a leather-clad young woman on the cover, sun setting behind her. Let's see here. The Riders, 3 immortal brothers. Oh, pardon me, who kept the Baba Yagas safe, now stripped of their summons to protect. Stripped of their summons to protect. But fate is not finished with them, and their callings are even more powerful. Though his physical wounds have healed, Gregory's son, the eldest of the riders, remains in spiritual turmoil. His search for his mother, the one person able to heal his soul and save his life, is failing, until he crosses paths with a beautiful and fascinating librarian who might just be the key to his salvation. And don't tell me, let me guess, on first glance, she looks kind of plain. Okay. All right. So there must be other Rider novels that I have missed. Broken Rider novels. So there's more than one of these. So I'll have to do a little research before I dig in to Gregory's son's story. But then we've got this great big thing here. This is our other book for this mail haul, and we'll move on. We'll plenty of other stuff to do today. Okay, great. All right, so this comes out in November. This is a November release. This is the finished copy of Ramp Hollow by Stephen Stoll. This is the subtitle is The Ordeal of Appalachia, as you can see from the cover. The strip mining and the leveling and the fracking and the whatnot. But in Ramp Hollow, Steve Stoll offers a fresh, provocative account of Appalachia and why it matters. He begins with the earliest European settlers whose desire for vast forests to hunt in was frustrated by absentee owners, including George Washington and other founders, who laid claim to the region. Even as Daniel Boone became famous as a backwoods hunter and guide, the economy he represented was already in peril. I don't know if you can hear me over the sheer wanton destruction that the puppy is inflicting. Stop it. Do you mind? I'm trying to film. So this is not just a study of present-day Appalachia. The cover gives you an indication of the woes of present-day Appalachia. The kind of just raised earth mining that is destroying whole areas that I once walked through and that were once beautiful in a desperate kind of way. But this isn't just that. This isn't just a study of that. This is a whole history of the region. Wow. Okay. Great. I have had the advanced copy of this forever and have not read it. I have not got to it yet. I know a couple of people who are really good on the subject of Appalachia. I was kind of hoping one of them might read it and review it for me. I guess there's still hope of that. Wow, look at that. This is a picture of striking miners from 1922. Look at that. And if you look at the very bottom of that picture, you will see a dog, an undernourished, scrabbly little dog. And if you look at pictures in your National Geographics, if you go to your grandparents' attic and find the old issues of National Geographic and look in those photos, you will see the same kind of dog in the same kind of godforsaken place. They're always there. And wherever I traveled, they were waiting for me. I was never really alone. And that was wonderful. The friends of mine years and years ago joked that, well, if you go to Antarctica, which I'd wanted to do, if you go to Antarctica, you will be alone. There won't be any village dogs there. It turns out that was not true. Antarctica is almost uninhabitable without sled dogs, without working dogs, and so they were all waiting for me. But this is going to be very depressing reading. Good. I mean, I'll eat it up anyway. And I still have hopes for those reviewers. So we've got the finished copy of Ramp Hollow, and we've got Dangerously Divine. So total ends of the spectrum: Appalachian misery and frivolous romance. But that's going to do it for now. And I'm going to wrap this up and then see if I can upload it. and we'll just continue with this melodrama until we get a solution. I think I know the solution. I think will obviously be that I will eventually calm down and get another iPhone. But in the meantime, we'll see what works and what doesn't. And I'll be back soon. Thank you, BookTube.